Whoops, I totally forgot to turn on my camera. Beep. And there we are. Hello. Okay, so here's the deal. My site keeps on falling over, and it happens when CPU spikes for some reason. Had a really hard time figuring out why. Changed all kinds of logs and deployed all sorts of things, and yeah, SSH'd into the machine when it's happening, ran the top command, which I guess shows information about the processes running and stuff. I don't understand any of that. Just trying all sorts of things. And yeah, it just cannot figure out what it is. So we're going to try and remove LiteFS and see if that might yield some interesting results. So Ben has been super helpful. He's the one behind LiteFS. So what we're going to have to do is I need to figure out the best way to do this with the least amount of downtime. And I'm kind of thinking it would be cool if I could just deploy a version of my app that switches straight from LiteFS to using the actual source database, the one that LiteFS is writing to. That might work. So that's what we're going to test, because that would be way easier than having to do the SQLite dump thing and then load it into a new instance without LiteFS. Yeah, that would be really nice if I could do it that way. Because the problem with doing all of this is there's more downtime and some data loss potentially. And so if I could just deploy a new version of the app that points directly to the actual database that LiteFS is talking to, then maybe that would work. So we're going to try that. Just so y'all are on that same page with me. Oops, here we go. Okay, so we're going to fly SSH console in KCD. And we're going to ls data LiteFS. Is that where I put it? No. Data. Yeah, and see, I've got like some backups and stuff in here that I took. There's the cache database. That one I think is doing fine. What's interesting is most of the logs that I've seen right before it happens involve updating the cache value for the total number of blog posts that have been read, or the total number of readers, as well as the number of times a blog post has been read. But my logs around that show that finishes before anything goes wrong. So it seems unlikely that would be the problem. But anyway, so like part of me is thinking maybe there's something weird with better SQLite or better SQLite 3. Which is the package I use for talking to the cache. So maybe, I don't know. But I think I'm, yeah, let's see. I'm going to download a couple of these files and then remove them from the volume because they should not be here anymore. Yeah, so like if we go to data DBs, that's where the SQLite database is, the actual one. But yeah, I'm going to download like everything in data just to save it, just in case I mess something up royally. Okay, so let's fly. Oh, and I want to turn on centered. I need to be reminded to take breaks. Otherwise, I will forget. And let's see. I got it here. The task is what is the task? Remove LiteFS from kcd.com. Okay. It's too bad kcd.com is actually not mine. I should say kcd.dev. I believe that's mine. Is that mine? I think it is, yeah. Okay, anyway, we go to, this is probably going to take like 2 hours. I don't know. Who knows? Get that up on top and go. Okay, let's do this. Yes, let's do this indeed. Okay. Where am I? Yeah, so fly, what is it? SFTP get data. Can I get a whole folder? Oh, right. KCD. Oh, right. Man. SFTP download directory. So I get put, that's uploading. Yeah, so just the R flag. Oh, well, then delete it. Am I doing that wrong? Remote path, local path. Yeah, I'm guessing it's considering this to be the remote, or maybe both of these to be the remote paths, and this to, or I don't know what it's doing. It's not doing what I want it to, that's for sure. So fine, we'll just make dir kcd data. Actually, we'll cd into there, and we're gonna download all of these things. We're gonna say get that and stick it there. Now this one is messed up. Alright, so that one's there. DBs is a directory. So let's put that one down here. Deal with that in a second. And there, that. Okay, let's make sure these all work. Oh, whoops, my bad. Cancel, cancel, cancel. I forgot. We need to prefix these. Data. Try that again. Cool. And we've got the SQL dump of all of the data downloading right now, so that's good. Okay, so then we need ls data. Oh, right, it's just SQLite is in there. Okay. And then there's also yeah, and those are fake files, I think. Yeah, they're virtual files. Now there was a databases file somewhere. Oops. Maybe that's what DBs. I thought there was a databases thing. Well, let's see where we're at. We're still downloading dump.sql. Can't show that to you because it's got data that probably shouldn't show. I'm not sure why it's taking so long though. If I ls al data, the dump is quite large, so I suppose that's why it's taking so long. Maybe you could have gzipped it first. That's not that big. Is that, how many is tens places? There's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Yeah, 75 megs. Holy smokes, does that mean the cache is 30 megs? Yeah, that's 333. Yep. Wow. I had no idea that the cache was that large. And now that's interesting. Oh, that's what's going on. SQLite DB is actually a directory. Yep, that's what's going on. So this ain't gonna work. Oh, actually, I was making a database or a directory there. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. Yeah, okay. I just need that. So what I'm thinking is I could point Prisma directly to this file and it would just like continue without issue. I think that would work. Pretty sure that would work. And then we could figure out yeah, then we could figure out another way to deploy it with LiteFS later. Just figure out something, I don't know. Just call it something else. Yeah, when we deploy it with LiteFS, we need to start LiteFS with a new volume. We can't point it to an existing database. So we start up LiteFS with not a new volume, but a new database. And then we run a dump command to go from this to that new LiteFS thing. So that's what we're doing there. Okay, so that failed because of that. Now we run this. All right. Wait. Oh yeah, it's database. Okay, now it's downloading the rather large database. It's just a backup, but I think this will work. Might be a good idea for me to test this out though. So let's get clone LiteFS test. What do I call it? Yeah, LiteFS Indy. So this is a remix app that uses LiteFS that is really simple and it is deployed. And so like it works and it's running. I don't know if it's fallen over because I don't have monitoring on this. My Fathom account actually is what tells me when it falls over because Fathom has this cool feature where every like 5 minutes, I think, it pings your app to say, hey, are you still up? And so it'll text you when it is not still up. So that's how I know that my site falls over. I'm not just always looking at it. So that's nice, at least. So anyway, I think that if I look at no, we're looking at the Docker file. And let's fly SSH console into this app. And we look at the LiteFS YAML. Everything's going in data. That's the underlying volume mount. But my database URL is pointing to LiteFS SQLite DB. So Prisma is talking to the file that's in LiteFS data, SQLite DB, but that file doesn't actually exist. It's just a thing LiteFS sets up. And so what I think I will be able to do is just switch, won't be able to do the LiteFS primary hostname stuff. I'll have to change this. So I'm just going to do here what I want to do in my app. So primary instance hostname. I think actually all of this will be fine. Yeah, like it'll just run this and it won't matter. Deploy migrations. Yep, that'll all happen. So yeah, pretty sure if I just change this to /data and then change this, oh, actually that'd be /data /dbs /SQLite DB, and then change this to, oh, here, what's one other thing I need to do actually? Fly regions list. Yeah, we've got this in multiple regions. So the first thing I need to do actually is fly region or fly volume list and delete the one in MAA. Ooh, I wonder which one is primary actually. We should probably make sure we don't delete the primary because that will throw things off a fair bit. Why did it send me to the MAA region? Well, it looks like I was served by the MAA region, but and so this is my instance, but the primary instance is this one, which would be Denver, I suppose. I'm not sure why it sent me through MAA. That's super weird that it would do that. Okay, now I'm in Denver, and that's the primary. Okay, cool. So I can delete the one in MAA, and then we'll fly scale count 1 to get us down to just a single region, which is what my app is right now, just a single region, because when I tried multi-region, everything blew up in many terrible ways. So this is what I get for using beta software. Okay, so let's actually look at monitoring LiteFS Indy monitoring. Just make sure, yeah, so sending shutdown to MAA. Denver is still up, lots of health checks. Interestingly, it's not showing me my requests. I guess that is probably my request. Yeah. Nice and quick, 90 milliseconds. Okay, cool. So I think we're in a good spot. MAA is down. And so now, let's see, echo. Oh, where am I? Oh, man. Maybe I was in the wrong region. I might have been. So fly SSH console. And echo fly region should be Denver. Yeah. Okay. I'll bump that up so y'all can see it better. Okay, so now let's just ls-al data dbs. Yep. Data SQLite DB. And there's database. Yep. Get rid of that. How's this? Is this thing done yet? Yep. It wrote the whole database. So I've saved the entire production database to my machine. Good thing it's password protected. Okay, so if I just point directly to database, where am I? There we are. Yep. That's my database URL. And now this is slightly different from what I've got because I also added, there's also this. So let's do the same thing I've got. Where is here? If I go to Docker file, we also have database file name. Whoops. Okay. And then yeah, okay. Ah, good grief. And node.db. There we go. Okay, cool. So this will work. It just won't find it, and that's fine. So let's try this. This is what I want to try and do for mine. So change it so that fly LiteFS is actually oh, this isn't all. There's one more thing. We need to switch from running LiteFS to running node other start. Yeah. There we go. That's it. Okay, so this is what I want to do on my side, and I think it will work. So we change the fly LiteFS to where the actual database is that I'm not supposed to know about. It's implementation detail of LiteFS, but here we are. This is not permanent. This is temporary. Hopefully. Famous last words. But yeah, so we changed the fly LiteFS to the actual volume rather than the imaginary one. The actual volume directory, mounted volume, and then set the database file name to be database, which is the name that LiteFS made for the database, and then database URL is going to be the same as it is now. So on my site, this piece won't actually change. So we're just changing these two to have it point to the actual database. Then we're also going to update the LiteFS command. Or the Docker command, so it actually will just run the start script rather than LiteFS first. And then that shouldn't need to be updated on my site. I don't know why that needed to be updated. So yeah, it's all just Docker file stuff. Yeah. Okay, try to remove LiteFS. It'll be really simple change. If this works, then it's a really simple change. And then I just sit around, twiddle my thumbs for a while until, and just wait and see if the site falls over again with a CPU spike. So this is the sort of thing that happens is I end up with suddenly no status codes, huge spike in, and this is when the restart happens. This is a huge spike in how long the response time is. Whoa, there we go. Response time explodes because the CPU is spiked. Concurrency explodes because I don't know why. I guess it's busy trying to handle stuff. Data transfer plummets because it's not actually transferring data. And then firecracker load average, I believe this is CPU metric, explodes, which is leading all the other metrics. And then memory just hangs out, it's fine, pretty consistent. And then it drops as soon as the restart happens. And then our data comes back and our concurrency goes down and our response times go back down and everything. So yeah, anyway, so that's what is happening. It lasts for about like 8 minutes or something. So anyway, that's where we're at with this thing. So hopefully this works. Let's see, where's VS Code. Let's see where we're at. Our actions. Docker build, how long does that normally take? Minute and a half. Although this probably had all the layers cached. Mine probably doesn't have all the Docker layers cached, so it might take a little bit longer than 2 minutes to deploy. So here, actually, while this is running, let's log in. Do I have a login? Oops. Interesting. No error message. That should not be. I did get a 200. I get a set cookie. Huh. Well, that is... Well, let's just, yeah. Huh. Weird. Login isn't working at all. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I won't even be able to test that it's working. Now that's interesting. What is going on here? 2 desired, 3 placed. Are you sure? Scale. Oh, we're maxing out our memory. We're just like barely too much. Maybe that was why. That'd be weird. Yeah, now we're deploying. Come on, memory. Are you there yet? Okay. Well, so that's interesting. No pending migrations to apply. That's good. Health check is passing. Hey, and now we're getting an error. So let's try this. Okay. So I guess I got the thing wrong. That's interesting. Huh. We get a 204 with a redirect to notes and a validate. And then here, we're trying to get the user, and the user's null. And so we get a redirect because the user's null. But then when I try to sign up, and a user already exists. Okay. So let's go to our application. Yeah, it's too bad that this wasn't working before. Now I don't know if what I did made it worse or caused any problems. I mean, it started up, and I would be very surprised if it deleted data when it did that. Like, it wouldn't do that. So maybe we're okay. I just wish that, I mean, it says a user exists. So there's a user in the database, apparently. Hold on a second. Where's my VS Code for this thing? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fly sftp get data db's SQLite db database prod db. Gonna download the production database to my local, then Prisma Studio prod db. Yeah, there's no data in there. Rats. Well, at least Prisma Studio doesn't think there's data in there. Okay, let's try this. Database, I think I might be doing something wrong. URL equals prod db, I think. Okay, I'm confused. So here's what we'll do instead. Where's my env example file? Data.db. Let's just use SQLite like a real person. Okay, tables. Yep. Select email from user. Okay, we do have users in there. Oh, sorry, whoever these people are. Looks like somebody actually did sign up. Oops, sorry. It is what it is. So there are users in there. And that's, I guess, as far as I care to go. Sign up. It just, yeah, there's something messed up with this app, I guess. So that's enough for me. I'm gonna try this. So let me document what I'm gonna try. I'm going to try to point, or I'm going to remove LiteFS by pointing my database connection directly to the DB's SQLite DB database file that LiteFS has been managing. This should mean minimal downtime for now, and when I want to bring LiteFS back, I'll have to do the migration stuff manually, but it should not be a big deal. That be basically, but at least no. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. I tested it out. I feel pretty good about it. I hope it works. So it's just a Docker file thing. I go here, and this is going to be data db's SQLite db. This is database. Okay. I think that should do it. Remove LiteFS temporarily, hopefully. Okay, well, I hope that works. I do have a backup of everything as of like a half hour ago, so if I lose a bunch of data, I will be able to recover most of it. Right now, I've got almost 500,000 reads, those post reads. That's a count of all the post reads. And this is a count distinct of post reads. Those are very slow queries. So they are cached. All right. I've got a computer upstairs that's saving the logs to a file, just in case. But I'm going to say fly logs KCD here. So I'll have that running over here. Okay. Did I already push? I think I pushed. Hope I pushed. Yeah, there we go. It pushed. So we can watch the action happen. Once this is finished, then it's just a waiting game to wait and see if the site falls over again. If it does, like, I don't know whether to be excited about or like hoping that this fixes it or not, because if it fixes it, then that means there's some problem with LiteFS, and I'm not sure how to help them with that. Like, yeah, we're kind of stuck now. If it doesn't fix it, then it's my problem that I have to deal with. So it's not good either way. I think between the two, I would prefer that they have to do work than me. So just gonna be honest. But yeah, so we'll see what impact this has. I'm actually also interested to see the impact on memory performance, because if we look at, let's look at a day. The memory kind of grows and then it stabilizes-ish around 1.1 gigabytes of memory, which is a lot of memory. I think my site before only sat around like 600 to 700 megabytes. So having it sitting around 1.1 or 2 gigabytes is not awesome. I believe this grows because I have an LRU cache, but I don't think that I allow it to grow that big, so I'm not sure why it gets quite that big. I tried to get a heap dump or a heap snapshot, and unfortunately the tool that is like the de facto standard for doing that doesn't ship with a binary, so you have to use Node.jip to build it, but that doesn't build because it requires Python. It doesn't build on the Docker image that I'm using, so I can't install it. I had a resource route that would like download it. It totally worked, but yeah, then that problem. So maybe I'll figure out a good way to take a heap snapshot so I can look in the dev tools and see like, where is all this memory hanging out? Like, where is this all going? Because I don't really know. And if I look into it, SSH into the box and use that top command, then it seems to show that like not much memory is being used. So I'm super confused by that top command. I don't understand that. But anyway, so here, let's go 15 minutes now. We're humming along at 764 because we just deployed recently. So it's building up the LRU cache and stuff. Should probably move some stuff that is in the in-memory cache just into SQLite, because SQLite's pretty fast and stuff. So, okay, so it deployed successfully. This is good. This is now running without LiteFS. So, and I'm still logged in. That is great. So that means, yeah, my user account still works. If I change my name, then, yep, that works. Refresh, boom, save changes. Yep, refresh, we're set. So that's great. This is good news. So now we are running without LiteFS. I can verify that by looking at the logs. So right around here, yeah, 49, we shut down the old one. Error watching that. Oh, that makes sense. Yep. Mounting, preparing to run, node other start as root. No primary, yep, that's the other start stuff, using myself as the primary, deploying migrations, found that. There's the database at that place, found 2, I didn't need to apply them, so we continued, and everything's humming along. So that worked, hooray! So now we are running just SQLite in a single region, and yeah, hopefully things are good. Actually, I wonder if there's like a noticeable improvement on performance. So let's just take a look at our server timing numbers. Response. No, hold on a second. Sorry, I just realized I need to be careful because I'm logged in and don't want to show you my cookie. So let me just bring this over here. Where's my server timing header? Timing, there it is. All right. Cool, so that 10 milliseconds to get that out of the cache. I think it would be more interesting as the full page load. This page is probably not the most interesting. Render to string took 26 milliseconds. That's always going to be the longest thing, is to render the HTML, because caches are crazy fast. So let's try blog. Everything's pretty quick. That looks like that didn't come from the cache, and that was pretty fast. Yeah, that was not a cache. So that's cool. That query into the SQLite database is pretty quick. Supposed to take a break. I think I'm about ready to take a break and actually end this stream and start a new one. Seeing many errors. 1 minute seeing many errors. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm not seeing those. Let me try if I'm not logged in. Okay, I'm not seeing it. Another situation could be if we go into our system settings and go to light mode. Oh, right. If it's not specified, then we default to dark, which there's arguments for both. But yeah, it looks like light mode isn't gonna, man, my eyes, isn't gonna be the thing. So I'm not sure why you're seeing minified React error 418. React error, whoops, 418. I think it's probably a hydration error, I think. Yeah. So my guess is that you've got a browser extension that mucks with the DOM, and when React tries to hydrate, it's not happy about that. So that's my guess. Anyway, we're running. Yeah, man, like LiteFS appears to cause a lot more memory pressure. I wonder what my response times are gonna, like what the impact of the response times will be. And the cool thing is that I'll be able to measure this because I've got KCD metronome that's been running for the last couple days on what we had. So if I go on, like, let's say the 25th, what did things look like on that day? Yeah, that's number of requests. This is duration of requests. I think I have more stuff if I log in, but I should be able to measure the impact of what my site was like before this whole migration began, what it was like with LiteFS, what it was like without LiteFS, and so far what I'm seeing is it uses way less memory to not have LiteFS running. So that's interesting. Response times, I think, are probably about the same, which is to say fast. I think it is faster. Look at that. We're at the 110s and 120s, even 100, 105. This is what we call basically instant. It is sub 100 milliseconds to users is feels instant. This is what I'm going to call basically instant. That right there to get that data. Is that a data? No, that's something else. That is Fathom, I think, probably. So this was the data request. Holy smokes. The whole request took 7.525 milliseconds. Wow. And some of this is actually, like all of this is talking to SQLite. Like all the cache stuff goes to SQLite database. That's running, get this, a synchronous query using Better SQLite, which runs all queries synchronously in 1.5 milliseconds. These ones take 7.5 milliseconds, so I'm not sure how this whole request could have taken 7.25 milliseconds. There's something weird here. It says it's 5 milliseconds. I'm confused by, oh, disk cache. That explains that. Okay, so if we, go to courses, and then we're going to disable the cache and go to blog. There we go. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, all that was crazy fast though. Yeah, so the content download was 123. That makes so much more sense. It's like, gee whiz. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so I've done what I came here to do. Now I'm ready to move on and work on Rocket Rental. I'm going to end stream so that it can be on a different stream, but stay tuned. I'm just going to go upstairs and give my wife a hug really quick, and then come back and work on this some more. So work on Rocket Rental, Epic React stuff. So thanks for hanging out, and I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. See ya.